I open to your glory, the magic of this day. I open to the wisdom that guides me on my way. Modani lifanecha, modani lifanecha. I open to your glory, the magic of this day. I open to your wisdom that guides me on my way. Modani lifanecha, modani lifanecha. I open to your glory, the magic of this day. I open to your wisdom that guides me on my way. Modani lifanecha, modani lifanecha. I open to your glory, the magic of this day. I open to your wisdom that guides me on my way. Modani lifanecha, modani lifanecha. I open to your glory, the magic of this day. I open to your wisdom that guides me on my way. Modani lifanecha, modani lifanecha. I open to your glory, the magic of this day. I open to your wisdom that guides me on my way. Modani lifanecha, modani lifanecha. I open to your glory, the magic of this day. I open to your wisdom guides me on my way. Moda ani lifanecha. Moda ani lifanecha. I open to your glory, the magic of this day. I open to your wisdom that guides me on my way. Moda ani lifanecha. Moda ani lifanecha. I open to your glory, the magic of this day. I open to your wisdom that guides me on my way. Moda ani lifanecha. Moda ani lifanecha. I open to your glory, the magic of this day. I open to your wisdom that guides me on my way. Moda ani lifanecha. Moda ani lifanecha. I open to your glory, the magic of this day. I open to your wisdom that guides me on my way. Once more, Moda ani lifanecha. Moda ani lifanecha. I open to your glory, the magic of this day. I open to your wisdom that guides me on my way.
Boker Tov. Thank you, Jody, for that beautiful Moda Ani. Welcome, everyone. Great to see you all. Welcome back. I think you're all returnees, so that's great. I'm going to light the weekly candle, to create our sacred space together, and just ask you to take a moment to check into the Zoom room, into the rectangles, and connect with each person, look into everyone's eyes and, establish a sense of presence and connection as we're in community for this hour on our sacred journey of living a path of love and justice. So it's really got a great honor, to be with all of you for me. So thank you for coming. I realize this time is helps me stay centered in these practices when life is spinning in so many directions. So thank you for that gift this gathering creates for me in my life, and I hope for yours. So as everyone knows, we're kind of haranguing our way through the Song of Songs. We're in chapter 3. And for me, it's really helpful just to connect the dots between each of these weeks so that we see where we've come from as part of cultivating what we're going to explore today. So chapter 3, there's 8 chapters in the Song of Songs. Chapter 3 is focusing on inner experience and shared joy. So we started in early February with the chant around Al Mishkavi Balelot, the longing chant, where we were practicing that kind of longing and seeking, yearning for, pining for the divine. And as a practice, to keep ourselves open and cultivate that longing. And then the following week, we focused on a chant that was Mitsauni Hashomrim Hasovavim Ba'ir. And that chant really was cultivating a sense of being found and, experiencing with that longing, a sense of being found by the divine, or however you define that experience. Last week we practiced expectancy, cultivating a sense of expectancy, on the other side of that horizon as the earth is spinning. And we can't really quite see what's over there, but we know, but we're eager and excited. We're not living in a state of fear. We're in a state of openness and curiosity and, an intense, joyous curiosity about what is coming. And these are practices that we have to cultivate. This week, and I'm going to share my screen just to help. I'm going to try to share my screen. Why isn't it coming up? All right, let's see. That's my old dog. Here we go. Can you see this chant? We're going to do this chant called Against the Terror of Night, Ish Karbo. Each with a sword on his thigh against the terror of night. So at first I was really struggling with this kind of violent metaphor of a sword, and I just don't like violent metaphors. And what I've come to experience with this chant over the past week when I first learned it was it's about this is a chant to go inside into your inner source, your inner flame, which can be characterized as a place of fierce love, or a fierce love. It's a place of personal power. It's the sourcing, ner tamid, I guess is what Steve might say. That inner flame, and it's a source of personal power. And when you tune into that source, this chant is about, protecting it with vigilance. And there's something about, ensuring that all the kind of negative mind states, the fear, the isolation, the panic, the whatever mind states I go into, that I have all these guards and I have a sword to protect my inner flame of fierce love. So the chant has two, it's Ish Charbo Al Yerecho, and that first part repeats 3 times. And then the second part is Mi Pachad Balelot, which repeats 2 times. And I invite us at the end of the chant to go into a silence, and as you breathe, breathe in and take a breath in and connect with your inner heart, your inner source, your inner fierceness, your inner power. And, like, what are the practices? What are the experiences? What are the ways in which you protect that flame, that fierce love? And like to just become aware of all that and explore that. So with that, I'll put the chant up in the chat here, and I will turn it over to Jody to lead us through this beautiful chant. Fierce love.
Good morning, everyone. So our first chant, as Paul said, is Against the Terror of the Night. I have to talk louder because I was a little lower last week. Ish karbo al irecho michpachad balelot. Each with a sword on his thigh against the terror of night. From Song of Songs, chapter 3, verse 8. Ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, ish karbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Ishkarbo al irecho, Ishkarbo al irecho, Ishkarbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Ishkarbo al irecho, Ishkarbo al irecho, Ishkarbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Ishkarbo al irecho, Ishkarbo al irecho, Ishkarbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Ishkargo al irecho, Ishkarbo al irecho, Ishkarbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Ishkargo al irecho, Ishkarbo al irecho, Ishkarbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Ishkarbo al irecho, Ishkarbo al irecho, Ishkarbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Once more, Ishkarbo al irecho, Ishkarbo al irecho, Ishkarbo al irecho, mipachad balelot, mipachad balelot. Our next chant this morning is called Wholehearted. I feel like this was a good balance for our previous chant. Wholehearted, Odeya Bechol Libi. I thank God with my whole heart from Psalm chapter 9, verse 2. To be wholehearted is to step all the way into the life I am given. It means I must let go of my resistance and surrender to what is. The practice of gratefulness can take me to this place of wholeheartedness. On the inhale, I am breathing in the gift of my life exactly as it is. On the exhale, I am saying thank you for every breath this very moment. Each breath takes me deeper. Each breath allows me to include more of my voice and presence as I respond to the gift. I give the fullness of my heart. I stop withholding, and I open wider to receive the heart of God. Odeya Bekolibi, Odeya Bekolibi, Odeya Bekolibi, Odeya Bekolibi, Odeya Bekolibi. Odeya Bekolibi, Odeya Bekolibi, Odeya Bekolibi, Odeya Bekolibi, Odeya Bekolibi. Odeya Bekolibi, 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 Odeya, Odeya, Bekolibi, 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 Odeya, Odeya, Bekolibi, Odeya, Bekolibi, Odeya, Bekolibi, Odeya, Bekolibi. Once more. Odeya, Bekolibi, Odeya, Bekolibi, Odeya, Bekolibi, Odeya, Bekolibi.
Just continue our deep breathing with our eyes closed as the medicine and the healing of these chants just continue to penetrate into our cells. Just experience your breath reaching the deep recesses of your belly, opening all the nerve endings in our belly region, strengthening all the healthy bacteria in our belly region, and just breathe. Allow the crown of the head to reach up to the sky, our keter, our sahasrara chakra, as our heart bone tilts up to the sky just slightly, opening the heart center. Feeling our ribs as a shield to all our internal organs, strong, muscular. And we just bring our attention down to our tailbone. We were sitting balanced on our sits bones. Feeling our feet fully planted on the earth. And we just feel the sweetness of our breath this morning. The texture of our breath. And the coherence of our breath as we breathe with each other. Chant with each other. Come to know each other. Have our minds become one. Have our hearts become one. We bring our attention to the base of our spine. We recognize the Malchut, Sefirot, the Malchut that connects with all matter in our planet, in our universe, and in our lives. And we recognize that the appropriate dose of medicine from the earth carried through these chants just are injected in through this lower region of our body. With a dose of pure healing, pure light. As this energy moves up through Yesod, through our sexual energy and organs, up into the belly region. And we're mindful of our right hip, that feeling of gratitude for this moment, gratitude for the chants, gratitude for each of us on this call, on the Zoom. Gratitude for our parents, our ancestors, our teachers. And in this space, we absorb all the greatness that's transmitted from these entities. And we offer healing collectively for any of our family that needs healing. So we alter the path of future generations, not run by old patterns. We bring our attention to our left hip area, Netzach, place where we know our divine purpose in life. Place where we're divinely guided. Place where we rejoice in our work, in our tikkun olam, and in our collective efforts to heal this planet. If we follow our spinal column and our vagus nerve as we move up to the heart center, to Tiferet, we honor the purpose of this program of bringing love and justice and strength, righteousness in our right hand and our right arm, and compassion and kindness, and our deepest sense of humanity in our left hand and left arm. We move up our spinal column into our throat center, dot, dot. Where we recognize and praise God for everything we have in our lives, God for all the resources we have in our life, God for all the relationships we have in our lives, for our partners. And we move up into our head, into our right cheek area. We recognize Chokhmah, the wisdom of the ages, connecting into all the neurofibers in our brain, in our right brain. We recognize our left cheek, the Sephirot of Bina, of deep understanding. And we move back up above our head, above the Keter, and we hold this ball of frequency right above our head, Elohim, guiding all the centers in our body, guiding the love that fills our body. And we allow this Elohim, this frequency of light and love, just to wind its way back down through the crown of our heads, through the top of our neck, back of our neck, down our spinal column, back into our heart center. And we allow ourselves to move through the chambers of our heart as we find the deepest, deepest chamber of stillness. And we see that in this chamber, there's a chair waiting for us, or pillows. And we take our seats again, beautifully adorned fabrics and we see that we're adorned, we're clothed in beautiful, bright colors, golds and purples. And we're just still with each other. That deepest, deepest place. Where we feel that near tamid, we feel that blue eternal light, shining beams onto each of us, into our heart center, into this place where we're sitting in stillness. This near tamid is sending 11,000 beams of light right into our heart center, right into the place of stillness. These 11,000 beams of light touch all aspects of our lives, puts all our lives in balance. establishes brilliance across all fields. Now let's just stay here in stillness. If you want to repeat Yod He Vav He with your breath, we'll just remain in silence for another 5 minutes. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes if you want, or you could just bring your hands up to the front of the screen for a priestly blessing. In our tent, there's a command from God for us to become priestly. God's command is that we establish a nation of priests. And so we say, Yevarecha Adonai Yishmerecha, and we all say, Ken Yahi Ratzon. May the Eternal bless you and protect you. Ya'er Adonai Panav Elacha Vehunecha. May the Eternal face give light to you and show you favor. And we say, let it be God's will. Yisa Adonai Panav Elacha Vayasem Lecha Shalom. And we say, Ken Yahi Ratzon. May the Eternal face be lifted toward you, bestow upon you peace, and let it be God's will. Amen. Jody?
Odeya Bekol Libi. Odeya Bekol Libi. Odeya Bekol Libi. Odeya Bekol Libi. Odeya Bekolibi. 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 Odeya, Odeya Bekolibi. Odeya, Odeya Bekolibi. Odeya, Odeya Bekolibi. 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 Odeya, Odeya Bekolibi. Odeya, Odeya Bekolibi. Odeya, Odeya Bekolibi. Odeya Bekolibi. Odeya Bekolibi. Odeya Bekolibi. Odeya Bekolibi. Odeya Bekolibi. Once more. Odeya Bekolibi. Odeya Bekolibi. Odeya Bekolibi. Odeya Bekolibi.
Thank you, Steve and Jody, for bringing us to this moment of transformation and healing and joy and fierce love. So we have a few minutes to connect and share anything that we experience with these chants, or during the meditation as usual. So open mic. All right, Anna L.
Okay, I get these cinemascopic visions today. For the first chant was Tinkerbell with Edward Scissorhands kind of fingers cutting away all of the unnecessary negativity and things. The second meditation, I was so thankful, and the sword appears as Excalibur from the rock. So I get the sword, and then the sword gets knocked out by the 10,000 lights, 11,000 lights that Steve was referring to in the meditation, because now I've got lightsabers all around, all these lightsabers. So by the time I went back to Jody, I was just being lifted by the light and realizing I don't have to do anything. I mean, I don't have to strive. I don't have to push. All I have to do is kind of like wait to be lifted and directed by all of these 11,000 beams of light. So thank you so much. I'm feeling so much better. Thank you.
Thanks, Donna. Beautiful. Thanks for sharing that whole journey through the morning. That was cinemascopic. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I watch a lot of movies.
Marla, go ahead.
Well, just before this started, I went down to where my office in the house where I used to see clients, and I had this piece of artwork that I created of two wings, and one of the wings represents self-effort, and I noticed the wing had fallen off and was on the ground. And I've been really with this whole awareness of receiving and not efforting so much after I had a little accident a month ago. And as we were chanting this last chant, I had this vision of putting my finger on the control button of the computer. And my mother came to me and said, take your finger off the control button. It was very vivid and so real. It was just an interesting piece of, you know, what happens when we can open to receive with gratitude.
Wow. Ancestral participation is beautiful. We've talked about this being a space for transgenerational interaction and healing and so forth. So that was really powerful.
Hi.
Well,
Despite the specter of a sword and everything, no, I had the most incredibly vivid feeling that somebody had pulled up a chair and was sitting next to me. And I don't know which one of you was there, but we were there to help each other. And it was just great. There was a big, cushy, big armchair. So I don't know where that came from. And I actually had to open my eyes and look to the side to remind myself it wasn't real.
maybe it was real.
Yeah, maybe. Thank you.
Sweet. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Susan.
Well, in the light of the Disney type images, the first chant with the swords, the melody, your voice is so beautiful, Jody, thank you. The melody is kind of contrary to me to the meaning. It was like this fierce love and this sword, and everything seemed so aggressive to me. And then Jody started singing, and it was just like, wow, it didn't coordinate well. And I had this image of like the dwarves whistling while they work, just kind of like trucking along, and we have to work really hard to make the fierce love overcome all of the negativity. And it just feels to me what I know Marla and I have talked about this just yesterday. I allow all my feelings to be there. I feel like I have fierce sorrow right now. And I have experienced, other emotions fiercely. And that the love doesn't really always have more weight. And I feel like I want to allow all of those feelings to have a place. And so I was resisting a little. But by the time the chant was over, like things kind of came together, and that whole thing about having confidence, it was sweet. It was nurturing, but I always feel like there's pressure for us to be that ideal, loving human being all the time. But I think there's a place for all of the other emotions too. And I felt like today it was like a blend. It was good to be aware of that, and allow for, what I was experiencing. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well at all, but
No, thank
so
you.
thank you.
No,
It was
really
very nurturing in the end because it all blended. And the last two lines of the first chant, the last line ends on an unresolved note, and then the last note kind of resolves. And I found myself chanting the final line with so much more confidence, or so much more like strength. but it was all in a balanced way. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you, Susan. Socrates says that the greatest love is the moment of greatest vulnerability. And, and that's kind of the sacred space that we're guarding. So I think that all those emotions that you're, as part of that, that we feel all those things. And that's part of living with fierce love. It's not like it's all hunky dory all the time. Yeah, as I've been exploring this chant this week, what's come up for me is like, I've been reading about this idea of a kairos moment. And a kairos moment is a moment of maximum opportunity, a moment when transformation is possible, and a synchronistic moment when all things come together and align. And as I've been exploring this kind of journey of the Song of Songs from, longing, being found, that sense of expectancy, and then standing in my kind of like my inner flame being guarded, being fiercely protected so that I can, so that my soul can manifest, and part of what allows me to do that is to stand for the possibility that we're in this moment of transformation, of possibility, of coming together. So there's something that I like that helps me, stay vigilant about all the barriers to my inner flame. So anyway, that's just how I've been experiencing it this week.
I wanted to say that it's I found this intersection of Purim and the parsha of how we clothe ourselves in bright, colorful shades, and just feeling like the tent or our homes or our own sanctuaries that we create, the beauty that's there. And I just love creating and generating for us that sense of richness inside the tent of meeting, inside this place where God is sitting in the chair next to us. And just so much joy to be able to share that and generate that with you all.
So that's who is next to me on the chair. Okay, thank you.
She was next to you.
I'll just say I love
we can hear. Oh, go ahead, Jody. Yeah.
Steve, when you did the part of the meditation where we went into the deepest center of our heart and where it was in the stillness there and then could be in the stillness together. And that was just so beautiful and so peaceful and so quiet. I absolutely loved that. Thank you.
Thank you all. We can stay on for a few more minutes, but if you have to go, it's the 11 o'clock hour has come. So I don't know if anyone else wants to share anything or.
There was something I wanted to say, which is a little bit of an aside to, I think, what the primary point of today's session was. But I wanted to thank Steve for, in the meditation, the guided meditation, of acknowledging the healing that we wish for our ancestors, because I often feel this kind of conflict in the meditation where we're always thanking our parents and thanking our ancestors, because I'm still working out trying to unresolved conflicts with my ancestors, and so I just really appreciate sort of that added aspect of trying to use this time of bringing healing to them, and that is comforting, to me. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you.
That's central to what we're doing. That wasn't, off track at all. Nancy, thank you. Yeah.
Larry, did you want to say something? Oh,
Only thank you.
I did want to share one last thing. I think we've mentioned this before, but Shefa offers a Thursday evening chant circle that's open. And these chants that we do on Sundays usually come from that. So I just found on her website where you can actually sign up to join that if you want. You can you'll get an email from her, and there's a Zoom link that you'll get. It's Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern, and there's usually like 80 or 70 to 80 people on it, and it's just like an opportunity I wanted to share with you. And it won't be happening this week. It'll start again on March 11th, I think, a week from Thursday. So anyway, blessings to all of you. We'll see you next Sunday at 10 a.m. as we march towards Passover. Hugs and love.
Thank you.
I think soon.
really? It's early this year?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Anyone know when Passover is?
Yes, March 27th, Phil's 65th birthday.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Freedom, free at last.
50.
Free at last.
He's becoming more of a citizen.
Thank God Almighty.
March 27th?
I'm recording.
That's the first night.
That's a Saturday.
Yeah,
Yes.
Saturday night.